start streaming, and hopefully something's gonna happen here.
There you go.
Something is happening.
Can you get me one of these cups? Because it's the most right thing I've ever heard.
I should start printing them again. Yeah, then I'll make you one. So that's strange because usually when we start the live stream, there's already people in it. Now there isn't. Why are there no people? That is strange. Where's the URL? Here. I'm gonna put that on the Facebook. Ah, people are coming. Let me Facebook this. This is the wrong picture.
That's fine though. It says English in it. It's close enough.
Good. Here we are. Apparently it didn't update the thing. We have 9 people. 9 people is more than enough.
More than enough.
You're the best 9 people anyway.
Exactly.
Can please everyone tell me whether or not you hear me? And John.
Browne, please do not call me John. John's my dad.
Just Browne?
Yeah, Browne's good. I'll call you Paul E.
No, don't call me Paul. People call me Paul and I don't know why. So apparently you won EVH Gear TV.
Yes.
And that's why Kai is here. Well, Kai's also here because he's in love with me.
Yeah.
That's why.
Eric. I did an interview with Eric not so long ago. Nice guy.
Sound is good, they're saying. Sven says, heard alles. 27 people now. 27 people now.
Should we start?
Should be song. You start. I mean, your live stream is just my channel. It's been a long day, isn't it?
It's actually been really easy though, in comparison to my usual day.
Oh.
Truthfully. I think it's because I'm in a room with a like-minded person.
You mean Leslie?
No, as in like, you know when you're doing it by yourself, like completely.
Oh, I do it by myself quite a bit. I mean,
and there's a cock joke in there.
And the cock comes out.
Yeah. No, you know what I mean. When you're doing all the video stuff by yourself, you're editing it, you're videoing it, you're doing the audio, and then it just after a little while, it just becomes a little bit monotonous.
Oh, yep.
But when you're with other people in the room doing it, it's a lot more fun because you can bounce off each other. And there's a cock joke in that one somewhere too.
Crossing the streams.
Oh, there's another cock joke right there.
So bad. Yeah, people, this has been going on all day. We shot 5 videos so far.
I think so, yeah.
One was with Leslie, which
yeah.
probably will be the one that gets the most clicks.
Yeah, I agree with that one. It's quite good.
Yeah. So what have we shot? Let's give the people some previews. We shot a review of your guitar.
Yep.
Without you, where you're just on the couch.
Yep.
Because that's how we do things.
A review of Riff Hard.
Riff Hard Reviewed Hard, coming up, looking at John Browne's website, where you can learn how to riff hard. And then we did...
I taught you a riff.
You taught me...
kind of... Well, I taught you a riff and you tried.
I tried beautifully, that's what you want to say.
Yes, beautifully.
Then we did my Play Their Telephone Number, where you tried hard and...
And I failed, yeah.
No, not quite.
Not quite.
And then we did Leslie Reacts to Monuments, which is a pretty funny video.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
She loved it. She absolutely loved it. How can you not love Monuments?
I mean, I'm actually surprised that it was liked at all. But we started with the soft songs and then gave her a little bit more screaming, and then that definitely changed.
We have Justin, and I mean, you know, it's a thing that where you read people in the chat, right? Yeah. And it's Justin again, and Mekshish, which is funny, and Justin again, and Jom, and for some reason Amanda is watching. Amanda just got a guitar. She's watching all these things, but she doesn't play guitar, but now she does, and now she's actually welcome here, I guess. Before it was like, and now, now hello Amanda!
Okay.
Now you're one of us.
Congratulations on getting a guitar.
One of the cool people.
Yeah.
She has a Squire offset-y, I want to say Jazzmaster.
That's cool.
Not very genty though.
No, but you can gent on a Squire all you want.
Yeah, but you shouldn't.
Do you remember the Stage Masters? Like,
No.
they had a Floyd Rose, they were through neck. I always wanted one of those when I was like first starting out on guitar. I thought that was the pinnacle of guitar.
Fender Stagemaster?
Squire Stage Master.
Squire
had a
Stage
reverse Squire headstock.
With a Floyd.
Yeah, and it was in green and purple and...
I think if you play that, you go to hell.
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe in God, you go to hell if you play that.
You can definitely gent on that.
Oh, Michiel's asking, are bass players welcome? Yes, Michiel, bass players are welcome.
Bass players are way cooler than guitar players.
Yeah. Which is why I also play bass. Which is why he plays like 7 or 8 strings, because he's like a wannabe bass player.
Yeah, totally.
Apparently, the Evil Empire had the Black Stage Master.
Is there a joke in there?
Wow, I had the Black Stage Master, says
Oh
the
yeah,
Evil
there was.
Empire.
Yeah, there was one. It was like a galaxy black. Like it was like, you know, that Ibanez-y one where it sparkled, kind of.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
No.
I don't know.
How do you not know?
I don't know many things.
Okay, cool.
Which is kind of detrimental in having a YouTube channel where you give information to people about guitar stuff when you actually don't know a lot about guitar stuff.
Yeah, I think you know a lot more than you...
Actually, no.
No, okay.
Very good at faking it. I distract people with shirts and cock jokes.
Yeah.
Not with the cock, because I don't have it.
This shirt reminds me, so me and my girlfriend had to look after a pug, a black one, like this, called Sebastian, and it was absolutely horrible dog. Like
now I'm waiting for the Sebastian is horrible things, because, you know, Mr. Bach.
All right, yeah.
Yes, that's gonna come. You don't have to say it. I made the joke.
Cute
Let's
dog,
move
though.
on.
It was cute.
Yeah, they are.
But it just, some of its mannerisms were very horrible.
Like, was it bitey? Like
no,
Django?
No. It was just like it'd been like sort of babied too much, and it didn't answer to anything, you know. So that's my experience with pugs.
McShee says, if your shirt game is good enough, you don't need to information.
That's actually very true. It's all about what you look like.
What?
Like presentation, you know?
Oh, yeah.
If you look like you know what you're talking about, then people will take that as gospel.
I have lots of amps and stuff, so they're like, well, he's got to know about it.
Yeah.
When in reality, I don't. So, well, Crawl to China. Crawl to China. Have we met before? Yeah. Says, won't stop asking when are your signature guitar buyers picked. Officially, tomorrow is the last day when you can send an email. Emails are being written in a list, and technically, I think I'm going to Thomann on Friday. It's not confirmed, but that's the idea, that on Friday we're picking it, making a video. So hypothetically, next weekend there should be the winners, the winners who get to spend the money. Yeah. Several people thought that it's a giveaway, but we're not giving away 42 guitars after working on them for 3.5 years.
What Henning hasn't told you is that he's actually giving me one, so there's actually only 41 available now.
Why would I give a Harley Benton, which is a great guitar, and he plays it and he likes it,
yeah,
to John when he's got this signature Monster Baby?
Monster Baby?
Come on, this is the... let me do your job for you for a second. This is the Mayonnaise Duvel Q, which is the non-quilted version of the Quatsi. Catsi. With a Q.
With a Q.
Wouldn't it then be Quatsi?
No, because there's no U.
Ah.
It's Hopi Indian for the life.
What's a soapy Indian?
Hopi.
I heard soapy.
Hopi.
And then I was like,
it's not my fault. Yeah. You can't understand English properly, Henning.
What are soapy Indians? That sounds like a porn. Soapy Indians.
Maybe it's a Bollywood movie.
I hope no Hopi Indians are watching this, because this was not nice. So this is all ash with bare knuckle stripy things, and nothing in the fretboard, which are like beautiful fret job and fretboard edge. It has wingy neck and stripy stripes, 6 bolts. What?
Stripy stripes.
It's got stripy stripes in it, yeah. Maple. And then we have locking hip shotties, and really awesome knob. Let's look at John's knob right there. Come on. Have you ever seen a knob this cool? This is wood in the same color with an M, which is not for mayonnaise, but for Le Monuments, which is a very loud band with poppy lines, with genty stuff underneath.
Yeah. You did a good job at describing that guitar. Thank you.
Stripy Stripes, 6 things.
And it's got the new Lufthansa.
Yes, this has the Lufthansa treatment.
Yeah.
And let's all give a big thumbs up to fuck Lufthansa. Because...
Can we start that hashtag?
Fuck Lufthansa, we should.
Yeah.
Because all 3 guitars have dings and dongs and got seriously banged up. These guitars are over $3,000 in Lufthansa. Messed up all 3 by taking a big, heavy, professional travel case by... Scott Dixon, who should improve his case. I'm sorry, but he should. And apparently, they're using it as a shaker, and the guitars do get banged against each other. How do they throw that case? That's what I want to know. How in the world? Why? Because look at this. This is not a small ding up here. Oops. Do you see this? That's ridiculous. Look at the back here. This all happened today. So...
Well, yesterday, technically, yeah. But
yeah.
Well, this is clearly from the strap button on the back of one of the other ones. So it's basically what's happened is they've either taken them out of the slots, you know, the security, or they've just thrown it so hard that it's come out.
The necks were not...
This neck we had to move. It had moved.
It's just not cool.
It's just ridiculous, yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing you can do other than start a hashtag fuck Lufthansa.
Yep.
Because they're not going to take responsibility for that. No insurance is going to. So luckily, John is, you know, that's his signature. So he's buddies with mayonnaise. So what can they do? They're going to have to sand that down, right?
Or maybe use a soldering iron and some a wet cloth. And then it brings the wood back up. But I literally just got this green one back, actually. And they completely went over it again. It was completely... all the dings were taken out. They just touched up the finish where it had been screwed in. Now there's like another big old dent in the back.
Yeah. So, which means we just... I don't know what... how do you travel with 3 guitars?
Like that. I mean, they're going to get dings. I mean, normally I'm not too annoyed. But that one, when I saw that one when I opened the case...
No, they shouldn't get dings, really. There should be a case for it. There should be special care taken by the airline.
I mean, yeah, especially when you're paying extra money for your suitcase. You know, like for Lufthansa, for an extra bag, it's €80, $80, as you would say. And for when you're paying that amount of money for a bag on a 1-hour flight, you expect them to at least...
Not throw it.
Yeah. I mean, we've all seen the airline guys throw shit, haven't we? It's all good.
Daniel says, where's his Nintendo?
I don't know. Where is his Nintendo?
Not his Nintendo. Where's your Nintendo?
Oh, right, yeah, because I'm meant to be playing Mario and not giving a fuck about anything you say, aren't I?
Some people actually took that video seriously.
I know.
Which is what my only thing is, if they see him sitting there ignoring me playing Nintendo camera that I set up on the Nintendo, how can you not get that that's a joke?
That was Henning's idea as well.
It was my idea.
And to be fair, at the time I was loving Mario Kart, and I still do, but at the time I'd literally just got it again. So for me it was the perfect opportunity to ignore him.
And we had fun.
Yeah, we did.
So Roland says moin, and I'm going to say moin.
Moin.
So yeah, this thing is a really cool guitar. Of course, we're going to have the mic on as well. Let's talk about the mic for a second, which you can see in the top cam actually. Leslie, look at the big... This is the Aston Mics Stealth, which my buddy Steve from ADG in Denmark sent me because they're a distributor. And he was like, dude, it's so much better than the mic you're using. I'm like, yeah, as if. It is pretty awesome.
It's pretty great.
It's got 2 different voice settings, so you can use it like a broadcaster mic. A guitar in the dark setting. We haven't tried it on the guitar, but
that's something maybe we can do tomorrow.
Yep.
Go for it.
It's a really, really cool mic, which apparently has a built-in preamp, so you don't actually need to push your preamp on the wherever you are on. And it's only $3.99, which for a mic of that quality is pretty stunning. Because the mic I took off this morning is $1,000.
Okay.
And this can easily compete with it for the application that we have right now, or be better. So here's the Devel Q in clean on a fucked up thing that I don't even know anymore what it is. DAT-GAT plus 1 above.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. In B flat.
So I don't know what to do other than...
I showed you those chords earlier, didn't I?
Well, here, wait, that's minor now. You showed me chords which are like this. Why can't I do the open one? What?
Yeah, that's it.
No?
That's the power chord, yeah. Yeah.
I'm nailing this shit.
Yeah, no, that's actually sounding good. Well
Wait,
done.
let's do that in more.
Yeah, in more. Because more is more. Famous Yngwie Malmsteen quote.
So you're doing.
That's a lot of reverb.
That's a lot of weird. I don't want that. Here we go. So John showed me this. And then just with a lot less notes in it.
So show him how it's played.
That's exactly how it's done. What? Well, let's plug in and show the nice people how it's done.
Alright then.
When someone who actually knows how to do, you know, the music of the kids does it. Turns the amp down, he says. Sorry. Yes, we shall. Where are you?
There we go.
Why don't I have signal here?
You don't have signal on this amp?
I should have signal on this amp, right?
Oh yeah. I got your cable all tied up. Oh, yeah.
What you doing?
I don't know. Just dropped on the floor and now it's tangled.
But shouldn't I have you over here on that input? That makes no sense.
Maybe I should just use your cable for now.
We don't need... I don't understand why we... Yeah, use my cable.
Thank you. So the riff I tried to show Henning.
What do you mean tried to... What do you mean tried to show me? What do you mean?
It was something like that I also played very badly.
I was just gonna say, that was just a lot of noise. Can you do that in beautiful?
Completely different reaction from that cab to the coffee one. That one's open back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds completely different.
Yep.
Feels different and weird.
Well, you're playing through a
1x12.
1x12 Tone King Sky King cap, which is meant for country bluesy stuff.
Sick.
Really not what you're doing there.
No, it sounds good though.
Well, of course it
Yeah,
does.
it just felt different.
So, people, do you have questions for Mr. Browne? Because you're not here for me.
They're all here for you, mate.
Yeah, I don't think so. Steve Machena is here. Hey, Steve. Steve is a guitar player that I will not exaggerate in saying, if you take both our combined talents, I'm going to use the term broadly, we cannot in any way get close to what Steve Machena can do on the guitar.
Okay.
Whether it is classical finger picking and playing freaking Bach shit on it, on like nylons, to shredding, to, it doesn't matter what it is, Steve nails it.
Okay.
I studied with him at Berkeley, and he was brilliant back then.
Yep.
And he is still brilliant.
Okay.
And he probably practices 27 hours a day.
Okay.
Looking at his Facebook posts, that's all he does. Steve, I hope you're doing better. You deserve to do better, and if you don't do better, I come and kick your freaking ass. And when are you coming here and sit in this chair? Because you need to. You need to take a vacation, come here and work your ass off with me and make videos. Let's find a brand that does that. Ortega, you work with Ortega. Let's get you out here.
There you go.
Wait, where's Dylan? I'm here for Dylan. What? Dylan's here. John has a bionic right hand. And we all know how he trains it. Now you talk to the people while I make us more coffee. How do you want yours?
The latte, please.
Oh, the latte.
The latte.
Oh.
I will unplug you, and I'll put this guitar down, and I'll say hello to everyone. Now that Henning's left the room, let's just say some funny things about him, yeah? No. Hey, Tom. Yeah, I'm looking... So, Tom Terrington, can't wait to see Monuments in Norwich. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited for playing back in the UK as well, because we've not done that in a little while. Let's have a little look. Poo Ninja, I'm here in case Walter comes back. Who's Walter? Is Walter the, Hey Henning, was Walter the ferret?
Yes.
Yes, there you go. Okay. See, I do listen. Put a Mr. Goo Goo shirt on Mr. Browne. I would really like to, but I'm quite a bit fatter than Henning. So I don't think it's going to fit very well. So, unfortunately, I can't do that.
Why are you in my chair? Who
Why?
told you can get in my chair?
I like your chair, mate. It's a nice chair. This is a Herman Miller chair. I think it's the air on. It's very, very comfortable. So, Man Alive. Should I buy a subwoofer to go with monitors? Is it necessary? I'd say that Sonarworks was definitely more necessary. And Sonarworks is a software plugin that tunes your room. Or tunes your speakers to your room. So if you've got like nodes in certain areas, then it's really going to help with fixing basically you battling problems of your room rather than the problems in the actual music. A subwoofer is really helpful for hearing the frequencies that your speakers don't produce. What is this? Oh, there you go. Thank you. Yes, Sonarworks. So I guess we can go closer on this one so you can see exactly what it is. So with this you get a nearly flat response microphone. You will follow all the instructions on the screen when you install the software, and it will tell you where to place the speakers, where to place the microphone in relation to your speakers in your listening position, and it's going to measure all of those points around your listening position and make the room, basically the sound coming from your speakers more flat and as flat as possible, because that's if you're battling with your room, then you might try to be taking out things out of instruments that aren't actually a problem on the instrument. And this really helped me out. I'm pretty sure that Henning has it, and it's probably helped him out a lot. And it doesn't matter how much acoustic treatment you have in your room, even like major studios that have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, or bucks, as he says all the time, has spent on the acoustic treatment, it is going to help to some degree. So I wholeheartedly recommend Sonarworks and then get a subwoofer for the low frequencies like the kick drum, the bass guitar, and all that jazz. Studio Shamil. John, can you ask Leslie to refill the tissue box? What's that all about? Is that you?
What?
Someone asked to refill the tissue box. Has that got something to do with the cock joke?
I have no idea. You were talking about Sonarworks, right?
Yeah.
I happen to have that in the back. I tried it and it didn't work. On the calibration, it got stuck every single time on like one step, and it just wouldn't go.
What? Really?
Talked to them, they couldn't figure it out, so put it back in the box and never made a video about it.
Interesting.
It's technically good.
So
but
you've never heard it?
Nope.
Dude.
I tried.
I'm going to try for you as soon as this live stream finishes, and then you're going to be like, oh shit. Okay? Yep. So what's this tissue box thing? Is it all the wanking you do?
I do a bit of wanking, not all the wanking.
What was your first guitar? Do you still have it? There's actually a video on my YouTube channel where I go on about all of my guitar history, basically. And my first proper guitar, electric-wise, was a brand called Westfield, which I believe was only a UK brand, but it might have been somewhere else. And it was just a really bad Stratocaster copy. It was in blue. You can try and find a picture of it. But if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see. It's just guitar history video. It was really bad. Really bad. Amanda Coombs is going to work, so goodbye, Amanda. Hope you have a good time at work.
Bye, Amanda. I think I know what the tissue box thing was.
Okay, go on.
Because apparently it's Michiel who asked that. And you're up in the room where Michiel will be staying next week, that he thinks he will be staying in next week.
Okay.
And he doesn't want you to use up all the tissues because he'll need them for the wanking.
Alright, okay.
But we have different plans for you, Michiel. You shall not be staying in said room.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so Tom Terrington, have you or Henning tried the PRS MT15 yet?
No.
And I'm pretty sure that that is not going to happen.
Because PRS doesn't want to.
Okay. I have no idea about that.
They don't really want to do YouTube.
Pat Quillette, do you use Logic Pro X? I do not, and Henning does not. In fact, actually, we both use the same program. And for that, I'm going to give you a handshake. Good job. A man with a Mac that doesn't use Logic or Pro Tools. Nope. We both use Cubase. He's got Cubase 10. I'm still on 7 just because I can't be bothered to upgrade on my PC. Because it's just a whole rabbit hole of pain in the ass, isn't it?
It used to be that when you upgraded Cubase, it installed a whole new version. And you had to transfer all your presets, all your default sequence, all that by hand every single time.
Oh, yeah.
And you had to locate where the key commands are, and every single freaking time you forgot, and it was a huge thing. Now, lately, they actually, when you install a new version, it opens exactly like your old one.
Yeah, it does.
So that's something they did improve.
I still can't be bothered. No, well, I actually just upgraded to Windows 10. Remarkably, I've been on Windows 7 up until 3 days ago.
I literally don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Because once I shed the PC thing that I had in the rack and I went to the Mac, which I know is expensive, but that's literally the only thing you can bitch about, that they're expensive.
Yeah, there's not. I mean,
they work.
We use a MacBook Pro Live for the Monuments set. And it's a 2009 MacBook Pro, and it's still going very strong. I mean, imagine a PC that's 10 years old.
Oh, hell no.
Imagine what it would be like.
By the way, if anyone's looking for a very, very killer iMac, about a year and a half old, pretty much the biggest iMac that you can buy with 64 gigs of RAM, I just upgraded to the iMac Pro, because I'm an idiot. And I have a amazing, fully loaded iMac sitting over there that someone needs to buy, so...
If you think that Henning should give that to me for free, then please make sure you let him know in the comments. Yeah. Anyway, next question. Henning's house was basically built around his acoustic treatment, and yeah, that's what I heard as well. You told me that.
Kind of. Well, all the walls have sand in them. They're sand filled,
yeah.
Which means I have cardboard lining, like they're cardboard panels, and they're literally sealed with fine sand.
Yep.
That's great for not getting sound in or out. And on top of that, I've got, instead of the normal sheetrock drywall, I've got something special which is much stronger and also better for audio. And you can actually drill screws into it without anchors. And then I've got this acoustic treatment stuff that you see. If you go to the top camera, Leslie, behind the guitars back there, it's kind of little wooden shrivel schnipsels.
Yeah.
And they're held together with like cement or something. But all the high frequencies kind of get trapped in there and don't bounce back.
Yeah.
And it looks better and it's kind of nicer than the normal Michiel. Than the normal foam. Michiel's donating $5 for the Mac or the dogs. We're gonna go with for the dogs because the Mac's more than $5, Michiel.
So one thing that gets Poo Ninja of all names, and his house had to be built like that because of the city council complaints.
Nope.
I didn't think so. It's not that loud in here.
I built the whole house because I knew it was a studio so that I would never have trouble with the neighbors. And at any point in time, I can be as loud as I want to, and I don't have trouble with the neighbors.
Yeah.
Henning, how long electricity bill you get? You mean how high my electricity bill is? At the moment, $550 a month.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's quite expensive.
Mm-hmm. But I also heat with electricity.
Ah, that would be it.
What you think are acoustic panels?
Oh, they're heating. I like the one you have in your hallway.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The whole house is infrared heating, so no one can see that, but I shall illustrate.
Yeah, that panel up there.
So that's a light, and that right there, which looks like an acoustic panel, that's actually a heater.
Yep.
And they work.
Yeah,
they
it
work
really
beautifully.
worked. I mean, it was really hot when I walked out in the living room. Not living room, sorry, the hallway.
So let me explain this. The thinking was easy. It was an old house, and putting in a normal heater, which would have meant sacrificing a whole room in the basement.
Yep.
Would have meant there was no heating in here, which would have meant ripping up all the walls to put in pipes.
Yep.
Doing that for the whole house, $45,000
Yeah, no.
with everything. You need to get gas from the street in here, which the city charges you about $5,000 for, even just for that.
Yep.
And then you have.
Wait a second. The city charges you for a human right. Isn't water and heating part of like?
They're getting it up to your. Up onto the street, but then to actually
Really?
put it
Alright, okay.
up to your house, that's your property, and they're gonna charge you for it.
Interesting. Didn't actually know.
And
that.
then I would have had the traditional heaters somewhere on a wall, which always blocks a wall.
Yeah.
Then the normal heat heats the air, and it goes up, and the air is up. So my main rooms are huge and very high.
Yeah, exactly.
And the infrared heating heats the things in the room, like the sun. So
Yeah.
you're hot or you're warm when the air gets heated secondary.
Okay.
And
That's actually a really
I
good
was
way.
overcharged by the guy that I bought these at, and I spent $8,000 for the whole house. So
Much
even
cheaper.
if I'm paying a little bit more, but only a little bit more in heat,
Yeah.
I can pay that for years and years and years until I'm at the point where it would have made sense to buy the other thing.
Yeah.
Plus, when you buy infrared heating now, I could have equipped the whole house for about, the pricing right now is $150 a panel. I spent $600 a panel.
Oh wow. Okay, so you spend quite a lot more.
So you could easily do a whole house for about $2,000.
Yeah.
And they work.
Yeah. And if you really wanted to, you've got space outside. You could get a windmill and then cut down your electricity bill.
I could. I mean, the thing is, I work at home. Right now, there's 10 cameras on, computer, amps, screens. Leslie's sitting in front of 3 screens and a
Exactly.
computer. There's a lot of stuff in addition to the heat.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, other people are not at home most of the day.
Yeah.
And then they use up electricity in the morning and evening. I work at home in a recording studio that's doing YouTube.
Exactly.
$550 a month is just the cost of doing business. Trust me, it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
But what can I do? I use up the electricity I use up.
Yeah. So there's a good question here actually. Was when are you going to review an Axe Effects?
when
By Mike Browne.
when they want to send me one and have it reviewed.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy one to review it. I need to get my hands on one. What I've heard, it sounds great.
Ollie bought one and sent it back within 2 weeks. He thought it was dog shit.
Oh.
I personally don't like how they feel. I mean, the Doom soundtrack sound is an Axe Effects and it sounds glorious. So, I'll let you decide.
I think there's some great digital stuff out there. It just never ever really feels like the real thing. I just played around with Bias FX 2. 200 or $300 depending on what package you buy. It has a lot to offer. It's got like, you know, it changes your guitar into a telly if you want it. I mean, it does a million things for a very small price tag. And if you're on the go with a laptop, that's killer. If you don't have a wall of amps and auxes and torpedoes and you don't want to spend all that or mic your cab, or you can't mic your cab, there's a million reasons to use that. The thing that it doesn't do, it does not replace a real amp if you have a real amp. If you go into a studio and someone's got 5 amps there, you're never going to use Bias FX 2 because it just isn't as good. It's great for the money. It's great for the versatility. It's great for many things. And I could totally see using that on vacation or if I'm going somewhere where they don't have the amps or whatever. But if you have the chance to use an amp, why would you use the simulation? Which is just not quite there. And I see it the same way with as good as an Axe Effects can be, and I'm sure it's absolutely great. If I have the real deal, I'm going to use the real deal. In the end, they are simulations.
They are simulations. And IRs are just EQ curves. So, yeah, all good. There's actually a really good question here for me as well. From Jean Bosch. Is that right? No, Boschka. How do you pronounce the A with the line? Is it Boschka? Boschke? No idea. Anyway, he says, any tips, tricks, advice for building speed on picking hand? My pick always falls down when I increase speed.
Grip it harder.
Yeah, but then to build up speed, maybe that thing we were going about earlier, the endurance test that I showed you.
Oh yeah, the one where I almost cried.
Yeah.
So watch the video where I'm reviewing Riffhard, his website, and I do like an endurance test where we have to pick for a minute. And when do I ever do that? Well, never. So yeah, those things you can probably do to build.
It's endurance and strength and everything like that. Yeah, there's a lot of that on my website, Riffhard. That is what I'd recommend. I don't want to give too much away.
Click the down button. Dylan said something about the Sebastian Bach money. What's about the Sebastian Bach? There is no Sebastian Bach money.
Where's Sebastian Bach money?
Dylan said.
Oh yeah, good use of that Sebastian Bach money.
Oh Dylan, we are using for the 1 amp. We're using this extremely heavy and thick ass Hoser mic cable. I was rolling that up earlier. I'm like, what the? How many cables am I holding? That's real quality right there, is it not?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hoser doesn't make shit. I mean, they
Hoser
also
makes great cables.
But
Yeah.
no, wait. They also make shitty stuff. They do, but then the price point reflects that.
Of course,
I
can
mean,
say that about any company.
let's not say shitty. Inexpensive, affordable, which you might not want to opt for. But if you go to the Edge line, Hoser is highly recommended for professional use. Dylan, my check's in the mail, right?
I actually have a thicker XLR cable than that.
Well, of course they exist.
It's the Klotz Titanium. It's really quite weighty.
How much is it?
I want to say between 60 and 150, depending on the length, and I can't remember exactly how much it is, but it's pretty weighty.
Are you a Klotz man?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Hoser man.
I know, so we can argue.
No, because Klotz makes good cables.
So does Hoser, and I'm willing to accept that.
I'm just a Hoser man because I'm in love with Dylan. Because
Okay.
Dylan is just the sweetest redhead out there. Oh wait, except for Leslie. First, Leslie is the sweetest redhead, and the second sweetest redhead out there is Dylan.
Yeah, there you go. How do you record small parts and licks and then copy and paste, or recording complete parts? Well, for me, I am a massive fan of recording whole sections. So for me, it would be whole riffs. even if the riffs repeat, I will try and do it in one take. And for the first 2 Monuments records and the 2 Flux Conduct records, that's definitely how I did it. On the Monuments' latest record, it's more comping than that, so it's a little bit tighter, but I prefer playing whole riffs at a time. The little bit of movement in going in and out of the groove, not in and out of the groove, but in and out of the click, that's what creates the groove, and if you get that right, then it sounds sweet.
You mean, how would you... We're talking about possibly jumping into a part of the riff and only recording that?
Yeah, so like say...
Nah, that doesn't work. Nah, you gotta play the whole thing.
There's lots of people that do that. It's how you create that overly mechanical, tight sound without editing. So...
But, yeah, but that's the thing. Oh, wait, my screen's gonna turn off. It might work for that mechanical, metal-y, math rock stuff, okay? But I don't... The album for me that I'm most... That I best can listen to myself, of my own stuff, is the one where I just left the crap in there sometimes. And where I just stood up and played and rocked out, and if I had fun playing it, I left it.
Yeah.
Where I didn't go in and took a fine-tooth comb and fixed it. I did that on the Frameshift Records stuff that you saw, where everything was meticulously crafted and re-recorded and whatever. As a musician yourself, you're working on it so hard and so long that when the album's done, you really don't want to listen to it anymore.
Exactly.
Whereas if you get through it and you had a blast and you left the one scrape in there, or maybe it's not exactly where it's supposed to be, but you're like, you know, it felt good, then leave it. It's music, people.
I just spoke about this on my latest YouTube video about guitar players that are doing things wrong in the studio. And when it comes to metal music, no one's leaving in those happy mistakes. Like the thing that's slightly out of time, or a note that's played slightly wrong, but you're never going to be able to recreate that in 1,000 takes. And all that stuff's missing now. Like, you know, with the previous generation of music, when it was recorded to tape, for example, there was lots of that. And that's what makes it human. Like, when everything's edited within an inch of its life, it's not really music anymore.
Which is actually where Glenn is right. I hate to say that, but Glenn sometimes is right.
About what does he talk about? Not overly editing everything.
Yeah.
Well, then I can respect that.
He talks about the human aspect, yeah.
Yeah, well, in that case, then this cup is wrong.
This cup is wrong.
Yeah, this cup is wrong.
That's a good cup. The Glenn is wrong cup is wrong. I need to make that cup.
The Glenn cup is wrong.
He had a video that just now went back online, which Warner Brothers not just took the monetizing off, but actually blocked off YouTube because he was talking about some albums being shit because they're auto-tuned.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in it, he had some clips, which you can do as an editorial critique, legally, fair use, from Warner Brothers, showing one album where the vocals aren't perfect, but it's alive, and one where it's, you know, auto-tuned in metal, auto-tuned to bits, and he just said, you know, the fans deserve better. That's what the video's called. And Warner Brothers had it blocked off YouTube because of copyright issues. And Glenn won, and it's back up because it is fair use.
It is fair use. Like there's, yeah.
There's a question there. What good amp 7-string metal? I'm gonna assume the question is about what amp is good for 7-string metal.
I mean, with the right pedals in front of it, you can pretty much get anything into the territory of it. You know, unless you're tuned to like F. I mean, the Rev, Hughes and Kettner, Mesa Boogie. Like,
I think...
Take your pick.
Let me venture a guess here. The lower you go, the more wattage you need, which is why bass amps traditionally have a lot of watts. Because of Fletcher Munson, if you want low notes to be reproduced, you need to reproduce them louder because our hearing doesn't like low frequencies to be quiet. We can't hear them. Because of the Fletcher Munson curves, bass amps have more wattage.
And the wattage allows more headroom.
And that's the other thing. A, the lower you go, the more wattage you need. B, lower wattage amps don't have headroom, which means A, they have distortion in the power amp faster than higher wattage amps, which is why a lot of the metal amps are the Diesels and Mesa Boogies with 150, 180 watts. Not because you want them loud, but you don't want the power amp to be part of the sound forming mechanism. That's one reason why the 8-string players prefer digital solutions, because in a digital solution like the Axe Effects or the Kemper, you can take that out of the equation and simply make the power amp stable, even though you're playing very low and very loud. Now, if you want to play 7-string with a tube amp, you need a lot of wattage for the headroom. If you want to play 7-string in 7 or 8-string and have that response and that tightness, but with a lower wattage amp, that's difficult. So you might actually want a digital solution. What I like about the Houston Kettner Black Spirit 200 is, and I'm not shitting you, what I like about it is, you know, that it's made with leprechaun, fairy dust, something. We don't know. I call it transistor. They're calling it spirit module technology.
It's definitely not transistor. The clipping stage is not reminiscent of a transistor.
Yeah, but if it's not transistor,
and
it's not modeling, which it isn't, and it's not tube, then what is it?
Well, when I spoke to the engineer, you know, that time we did the SpiritCon, he couldn't explain it, and there was definitely a language barrier, but he basically said it's not clipping through transistors. He said it's not clipping through tubes, it's not clipping through modeling. So he said it's completely new.
So it's what I say, it's leprechaun juice.
He basically,
it's leprechaun juice, that's what it is.
The reason why it's epoxied is apparently they can't pattern it.
Weird.
Yeah, and they said if he told any engineer what he'd done, every engineer would just go like that.
Okay.
So there you go.
That amp
sounds great.
The preamp, which is that leprechaun juice stuff, is 200. It sounds great, but it has 200 watts Class D power amp, and those 200 watts give you that headroom. So in a very lightweight, very affordable, I think $7.99.
Yeah, it's really cheap. Yeah.
Amp, you have high gain sounds, but you definitely have the headroom for the 7 and 8 string, which is why this is an amp that's definitely good for what John does and what you might want to do with extended range guitars. I hope that answers your question, and it almost made me look as if I know things. I faked my way through it.
To be fair, though, you can use the lower wattage amps, because while we toured Australia, we used the Grandmeister 40, Deluxe 40, and it does work. But yeah, you do notice a breakup in the power section, which you kind of have to help the power section with by cutting the bottom end a little bit more than you would.
Wait, you sit here. I'm going to have to do something for Simon.
Yep. What is it? Okay, so answer some more questions. Okay. Let's have a little look. I've just lost where I was. Mark LePage, John, I got a chance to play the exact Q model a month ago. Was actually shocked at how heavy they felt. However, I'm adjusted to the Ibanez S series. Well, the Ibanez S series is notoriously light, which is, you know, wow, what's going on here? What is going on here? There's a diamond in the screen.
Because Simon the Magpie,
yes,
he formed the Henning Pauli HP42 Diamond Wipe Club. Because at Thomann Synth Reactor, I said to everyone, do not in any way use diamond wipes, because it is the lamest shit out there.
It is pretty lame.
It is really lame. Yeah. Leslie, pull that thing up and down.
That's what she said. That's what he said.
And back, see? So at TSR, what everyone did is that appeared in like tons of videos.
It's so...
Because I said, don't do it.
It's pretty horrible.
So Simon, I hope you are now happy. Thank you, Leslie. You can go back to mix.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, to go on with that, you know, the Ibanez S series is a super light guitar. Like, super light. Yeah. One of the lightest electric guitars I've ever picked up. So that's probably why the Q model felt heavy. I mean, does that guitar feel heavy to you? The 6-string and the 7-string? I mean, the green one you thought was heavy because it's got the piezo system in it.
But, pizza.
Pizza system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I would say they're medium
Yeah, I mean,
in terms of weight.
obviously an Ibanez is going to be lighter because it's made out of basswood.
Let's find out. By the way, I want to mention that Anus Repairman is here.
Yep.
And now we know where to go.
Later.
For later, because weren't we wondering earlier how we get our anuses repaired?
Yeah.
Yep, that's
it.
That's how that
Yeah.
is. Let's see.
Yeah.
I've got. I don't know. I've got this Ibanez RGIX7 FDLB. Neat guitar, and that's like $7.99, I think. So give me yours.
Yeah. Oh, it's all the way back here.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is dead on exactly the same weight.
Yeah, they're very close, aren't they?
Yep. That is.
That's
Wait,
ash.
but that's ash.
Yeah, that's why.
You have 5 stripy stripes. That has 3 stripy stripes.
Yeah.
Different class of guitar, but not bad. Not bad for the money.
Yeah. So another question here, actually, that is really quite an interesting one from Cyanide Junkie. I mean, I'd love to see a Cyanide Junkie and how long that lasts. Anyway, John, have you had any guitar-related injuries, issues from too much playing? No. The only injury that I've had was we were on tour with a band called Dead Letter Circus in 2013.
Wait, what were they called?
Dead Letter Circus. They are from Australia. They're kind of along the line of Carnival. You've never heard Carnival. What's wrong with you? Okay, we'll fix that later.
Hanson fan.
Do you like Tool?
No.
The door's over there, mate.
You know I have several Celine Dion albums, right?
I love Celine Dion.
Well, yeah.
But you can only listen to that album when you are overly happy. Because it's a very depressing album, isn't it?
Which one?
The first one with Think Twice on it.
He knows.
Yeah, see? I bet he's impressed. Do you actually have Celine Dion on record, or have I just made myself look really
No, I really do.
Okay.
Okay, moving on, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so no.
Dead Letter Circus?
2013 tour with Dead Letter Circus, we were playing in Glasgow at a venue called the Classic Grand. And on stage, there was a pool of water which I slipped through, and I landed on my right wrist, and then the guitar on top of it. And I couldn't actually finish the set because I felt a huge pain going through this part of my hand here. And very, very occasionally I will get a slight cramp from that basically falling over because I never went to the hospital. So I guess...
Because you dumb shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I press it
Come
there,
on.
I can feel the...
Why wouldn't you? This is what the thing you work with in several ways.
I mean, it hurts like once a year, if that. Like, occasionally something will come up and it's like, oh, it's aching a little bit, I'll just stop for an hour and it's fine.
Stop this or this?
Both.
Ah.
No. So no, I've not from the actual playing style, I've never had an injury.
Click on the arrow there.
Yeah.
Because we're missing what people are saying. Is Diamond Vibe Club official. Gotta make a Facebook fan club where people can post pictures of Henning in diamonds.
Look at that. Graham, what the fuck, not knowing Tool or Carnival?
I know Tool.
You like prog music.
Yes, I know Tool.
How do you not know Carnival?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, they will become one of your new favourite bands.
I have
guarantee.
Tool albums. I've listened to them. It is... I like very melodic singing.
In that case, you're going to love Carnival.
Okay then. But you see, with Tool, it's great. It is proggy,
Yeah.
but it's very industrially, a little bit more monotonous proggy.
It depends, really. Like, the vocals are very, very well done.
In Carnival or Tool?
In Tool.
It's not that I dislike it, but it's not like the thing that I'm not crazy about it. I don't listen to Tool every day.
Oh, no, of course. Okay, yeah, I'm going to show you Carnival later. I think he needs his fix of Carnival. What was your first 7-string guitar? I owned an Ibanez RG7420. Do you remember those ones? They were from like early 2000s. And this music site called Music 123. I don't know if you remember them in the early 2000s. They were an American site. Do you remember it? No. Do you remember Music Yo? They sold Kramer and stuff like that. And you no, okay. Anyway, so I bought a blowout 7420. It's when Ibanez discontinued the 7620 and the 7420, and they were selling them for $180 new. And I got one in Magenta Crush. That was my first 7-string guitar, and I got it because I wanted to play A Change of Seasons by Dream Theater, and that was my introduction to 7-string. What about yours?
My first 7-string was my third guitar, actually.
Okay.
I had a very cheap Ibanez, which I then half a year later sold and bought the flower pattern gem.
Okay, yeah.
And that I traded for the multicolor 7-string gem.
You had one of those? Which one? Not the DNA one?
No, actually the original one.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
The first one, multicolor gem with the pyramids in the fretboard. I had that, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore because it makes me very sad.
I can imagine. That's worth a fortune now.
I know.
Yeah. In fact, actually, there's a guy in England that has the original 7-string off the cover of Passion and Warfare. He was one of Steve Vai's students, and it was given to him by Steve Vai.
The fucker!
The original one that's the picture on the Passion.
I had that in life-size cardboard from a guitar store over my bed.
Yep.
I had Steve Vai looking over me, life-size. Simon is asking very good questions. Which of your guitars smells best? Which, for John, is very easy to figure out, because we have 3 of his guitars here. Let me find out. Okay.
This guy's super weird.
No, that's not it. It's not it. It's not it.
It's that one, right?
Is that one?
Is it because of the colour it reminds you of, like, sweets?
No, it actually did smell best.
Okay.
The others were just neutral. This has a wooden smell.
It's probably because it's the one that got fixed the most recent.
Yep.
When I say fixed, I just got mine as just to make it look brand new again, because we like that, don't we? Moontooth album. Nope, sorry, I should probably definitely do that. Showman Blues. I have no idea who John Browne or Monuments is, but I'll find out. Thanks for taking the time to do this, John. No, thank you. Anything for new fans? It is disgusting metal, though, so I do apologise in advance.
It is not. It is very beautiful pop music with disgusting metal sometimes underneath. It goes in and out of that stuff.
So this is actually a funny question. Alex van der Pass. How the hell does John remember Ibanez names?
yeah. That's a very good question, because that's almost impossible.
Everything in the early 2000s I remember vividly because I had the Ibanez catalogues for a number of years.
Okay.
And there was so many guitars that I wanted at the time. So there was the 2027X, which was the piezo-equipped 7-string that was in like a sunburst. And on the same page as that in this particular catalogue, you had the 1077XL, which is the guitar that I played for a very, very long period of time with the 2077XL, which was the European version of that. And then from that, I got a 7680, which was a baritone version of the 7620, which ended up becoming the 1077XL. There was only 24 of them in the world, and it had glow-in-the-dark binding, and it was glorious.
You sound like when Alex and Michiel are talking, because they're both IT guys, and when they start talking routers and network and shit, and that's what you sound like right now. Like a super IT nerd.
There was a lot of Ibanez guitars in the 90s, early 2000s that I really, really wanted.
You did play the, what? Simon, you did play the Ibanez XL for a while, right?
That's the 2077 and the 1077. The new one obviously has a different name.
The new one, the 2027.
7XL, yeah.
That was one of the most massive sounds I've ever played.
I begged Ibanez to remake that guitar for years. No.
Now they do, and now you can't play him because you have an endorsement with a good company.
Ah, it's much better.
Wow, I played the Prestige one.
Yeah, and it is very, very good. Like,
it's very, very good. The thing, though, is everything massive down here is awesome, but because of the much longer scale,
it gets brittle in the top end up here.
It's tough to do any bends,
Yep.
because it is not a multi-scale.
Yep.
so these strings have the same string tension as the lower strings,
Exactly.
which is great for the lower strings, but for the higher strings it's difficult. And also because of the longer scale, around here, everything feels bigger.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And when you're used, which is fine for riffing, but when you're used to soloing, all of a sudden you're soloing it on a much bigger playing field.
Exactly.
That was a little bit more difficult for me. But for riffing, that Prestige model, which clocks in at 1700, 1,700, which is really not bad. I would even dare to say that in a different way, it could almost live up to these.
Yeah, maybe. I mean...
but it had a void, which is like, why?
That
why?
was my big problem with the XL series from the early 2000s. So I picked up my 27.7 XL in 2007 for 350 English pounds second hand.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense because the guitar clearly is made for riffing with the scale, with the size, and the fact that it's hard to bend and bigger frets up here, which means it's really not a soloist guitar. It's definitely a rhythm guy's guitar. If it is, then why put a Floyd on it? It would make so much more sense to have this as a hardtail.
Oh yeah, every guitar should be a hardtail unless you want to just do cool bends.
Yeah.
Like even if you play solos, I mean, do you really need the vibrato bridge?
So on that guitar, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense, I think.
I did beg for them for years. Fixed bridge, XL, Prestige.
What else are the peeps out there saying?
Let's have a little look then. Let's have a look, sorry.
7-stringer baritone, that's a good question. What do you think, John?
As in 7-string guitar or baritone 6?
Yeah.
Most people don't use all 7 strings, so the baritone 6 would probably do. I use quite a lot of the high string on the chords for a lot of... I don't know, it just depends, man. Like, if you're willing to spend the time to get used to the 7, you might hate it. It's down to what you want, really. I mean, I think baritone 6s are cool as well. But I like 7-string. Although these days I've been playing my 6-string a lot more recently.
I would possibly like this in 6 because it's so massive.
What, a 27-inch scale 6? Or just a 25.4?
What scale is this?
27.
What scale is the 6-string?
25.4.
Do they make this?
A 7-string in 25.4?
No, do they make the 6-string in 27?
No, but you probably might be able to convince them. Because they've definitely made the baritone ones because the Architects guys use baritone 6s. So...
I actually really like the 6-string. And because I think it can be heavy enough. I don't necessarily think you need the low end. Right. I've heard you do the most massive riffing on 6 strings.
The 7-string is more about the timbre for me, rather than the actual lowness. Do you know what I mean?
The flabbiness?
No, the timbre.
Yeah.
Yeah, just flabby. How... No. The actual tonal quality.
Yeah, flabby tone.
Yeah. Flabby.
Yeah.
Flappy bird. Flabby bird. Yeah, no, it's just, timbre. It's no talking to you.
It's a le timbre, by the way.
Le timbre.
Yeah,
all right. People are talking about Ginger. The band Ginger, have you heard of them? Jinjer. They are actually managed by the same manager of Monuments. So obviously we've heard a lot about them. It's not really my thing. I can appreciate why people like it. I don't listen to much metal. What about you?
Metal?
Yeah, do you want to have a listen to him?
The Ginger?
Yeah. See what you think.
Can we do that and do it legally?
Yeah, just listen to it on YouTube.
Yeah, but then that's not legal because we're streaming live, and technically we're not allowed to do that because copyright.
Oh right, interesting.
We shouldn't.
Okay.
We should be nice.
No, I understand why people like it. It's not personally not my thing. It sounds good though. They're definitely a very talented band.
Leslie is talking to Michiel on Facebook while she's switching.
Okay, there you go.
What the?
Why
is this?
So there's a guy here called Showman Blues. John, you're a young guy with some good success. What kind of aspirations do drive you at this point? Do you find your goals are becoming broader or staying the same? I guess I'm just looking to pay my rent. What about you?
Wait, I didn't pay attention. I'm trying to make the camera nice.
Okay.
What was the question?
Well, it's for me, but John, you're a young guy with some good success. What kind of aspirations do drive you at this point? Do you find your goals becoming broader or staying the same? And I just basically said I'm looking to pay my rent.
Well, it wouldn't apply to me because I'm not a young guy, but
You're only 9 years older than me. It's not that old.
Only 9. Well, for me, I've never done the touring, which I think could be fun for a week or two, and then I'm like, thank you.
Yep.
I would like to see the world, but I think the way I understand, you don't see too much because you're there, you move on, you're there, you move on. So it's not like let's go on vacation. But I never had that life. I've done tons of albums. I've done albums with bigger people. You heard Sebastian Bach. So for me, can I pull it off as a musician in the metal prog world? I made a check mark on that.
Yeah.
Because I've done it. Magazines all over the place have said, oh, this guy's good. He knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Fans have said, this guy's good. He knows what he's doing. So for me, I don't need to do that anymore to get validation that I'm good at anything. I think my aspiration would be to write one song that Leslie will listen to toward the end and then say, that didn't suck. That would probably be the one thing
that's actually kind of cute.
I want to do in my life.
Alright, yeah, there you go. Acoustic guitar. Some 80s synth. Get the synths back in the racks. Come on. No, for me it's like, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I like, take it day by day, just write music, do videos for you guys on YouTube. Testing out gear. I just like playing through new gear. It's kind of fun. You know what I mean?
I love my life. It couldn't really get a lot better, except if Leslie finally said, "Let's do the 3, 4, 5 sum." But other than that, I'm totally content.
And you want a holiday?
Yeah, a holiday would be good. Just getting away from here for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'd actually quite like to go on holiday as well, like with my other half. Because
I was just going to say, should we go together and leave the ladies here? But no.
No, I don't think I can do that. Sorry, Henning. No, yeah, I guess just taking it day by day. As long as my own boss. I guess that's kind of the goal, isn't it? So yeah. Has Leslie ever said you were good?
Yeah, sexually she does all the time, just not in any other ways.
Will you do a track together while John is there? Oof, no, probably not. It just takes too long to write music, doesn't it? I mean, it's very, like, we've only got tomorrow now.
Actually, tomorrow morning, 1.5 minutes, done.
Yeah, we'll spend 1.5 minutes on it.
Nah, I mean, we'll write a track for 1.5 minutes. That's easy.
Yeah.
That'll take us an hour. If it takes longer than an hour, we both suck.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this is a question from Dylan. Is this your Dylan from...
This is my Dylan. He belongs to me personally.
Oh, there you go. Is it the second best ginger in the world?
Yes.
It's a very nice comment what he said, so I'm going to read this out. So Dylan Newens, is that how you pronounce his name?
I would say Noyens.
Noyens, yeah. Dylan Noyens, John, your tone and performance of Melancholia on the Boogie channel was amazing and what got me into your music a few years back. Thank you very much, Dylan. I do appreciate it. I actually really enjoy that song as well, and I don't think it got the love that it deserved overall. Dylan
himself is a pretty good guitar player. He wouldn't tell anyone that, but I've seen him sitting on his desk in some videos and writing things. He's pretty damn good. He's got a really good feel for melody and that stuff.
That's good.
Kind of shreddy man if he wants to be. So,
yeah, let's show me some of his stuff after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I'll check it out. I like checking out new stuff.
Favorite cam went off.
Favorite camera's gone off again. So of all the amps you guys have behind you, which ones are your favorites? Well, all of them.
Depends on... Oh, look at Leslie. She's so freaking on.
Yeah.
For cleans, the Tone King, Sky King, which is the green thing right over there, and the Dynamis. For purely clean, the Tone King has kind of replaced the Dynamis because it's perfect. For pedals, the Dynamis a little bit more because it's more rounded, so it's hyper compatible with pedals. And now we're gonna see if the D20 can be what the Dynamis is. We're gonna see that. Then when we go mid-gain stuff, it's very difficult. I would even say, and I don't know why I would possibly say that, but the Marshall JCM 800 for rock is just, dude, it's a thing for rock.
The JCM, when you get a good one, because there's quite a, is that an old one or is that a new one?
It's a new one.
Yeah, with the old ones, they vary on whether they're really good, just if they've been looked after and maintained.
I don't have a comparison, but I like this one. It's fun, and you push it with the pedal, and you just have a good time.
Yeah.
That, of course, the Dirty Shirley.
Yeah.
The Friedmans are amazing. So for the rock and roll kind of classic rock and roll stuff, the Friedman, the Marshall, that's where you would go.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the modern sound, I'm gonna be honest, if I had to gig and need that chug-a-chug monstrosity, I would probably go with the Houston Kettner because it's just 3.5 kilos and super light and direct DI and all that stuff. For anything recorded here, Ref 100p.
Yeah.
Because that is not a sound that any other amp makes in that way.
It's definitely a very unique sound.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Black Spirit is like really good for the money. It's just insanely good. Like, obviously, I have the Triumph, which I use when we're on tour in Europe. But for fly gigs, I'm going to start taking the Black Spirit because it just sounds really good. Like, it's just a really good sound.
Beatmaster says, looks like the Engel got evicted. No, it didn't. It's back there. I just needed, because right now I'm testing the Rev D20, I needed that space in that smaller amp rack for the D20. And I have a limited amount of space. The two Marshalls, that one and that one over there, are going back to the distributor once I did the videos for them. There's limited space, and the little Engel, the Iron Ball, is a pretty damn good amp. If you're looking for that Engel metal sound, the Iron Ball is it. What it doesn't do well is play with pedals.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yep.
That Engel does need to up their game when it comes to pedal-compatible amps.
It might have just been like, we were talking about the Engel Classic, and, you know, the older ones, the ones that weren't metal.
Cheddar.
Oh, there you go, someone...
Dude, it's not necessary.
That is crazy.
You're absolutely freaking amazing, and thank you so much. But Dave, you know, I love you like the brother I had but didn't want. I love you like the brother I wish I had. It's not necessary, but we will go out to dinner and have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This
insane.
you freaking ridiculous, dude. Thank you.
Maybe we should send him something back.
I have something that he knows about that he's gonna receive, which is green and very limited.
Yeah. So there's a question here from Tom Tarringen. Have you checked out the new Periphery album? I actually haven't checked out all of it. I've checked out a couple of songs, and I don't want to make myself be completely disheartened at how much I suck. So I've not really listened to the whole thing. Because every single time they put out an album, I just think I suck. So.
But looking at you play, I think I suck.
Yeah, I guess it's just perception, isn't it? I don't know.
These are my friends. Look at them.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, those guys in Periphery, extremely talented guitar players.
But isn't it 3?
Yeah, Jake, Mark, and Misha.
And they have no bass player, right?
They used to have Nolly. Yeah, no bass player anymore.
So who plays bass?
I think it's backing track live.
But they have bass.
Yeah.
Because there's bands that say, well, we got all the low stuff.
No, there's no way you can replace a bass with an 8-string guitar. It just doesn't work. Even if it's tuned in the same octave like Meshuggah does. That's incredible. Oh my god. So
we got food covered, we got drinks covered, and apparently we got condoms covered. Mm-hmm. Whether that's for the two of us, are we supposed to? You know?
I don't like this.
This is for you there.
Yeah, like everyone's finding this hilarious. This is good. I can't pronounce Prisa Cario Vlad. John, what do you think about the Rev 100p? It's insane. It's fucking insane. I tried the Generator 120 at the Guitar Summit about 5 months ago. Got the G3 pedal at my house. It's very, very unique sounding amps and pedals, and they sound great. The Generator 120 is insane, so the 100p is also insane.
For the money at 2200.
They're only 2200.
Yep.
What is
well,
that?
the 100p. And
Yeah.
if you're playing modern heavy music, it's ridiculous. The clean channel is great. The clean channel can be a crunch channel, which is very good. And then you got that ridiculous second channel, which can actually be dialed back in gain to be almost plexi-ish.
Yep.
It's so good. I think Sebastian had a question for you there. Favorite
Carnival
Carnival
song
song? Because
to
I don't know
recommend.
Carnival. I don't know what that is.
So for Carnival, it's really difficult. Pretty much anything off Sound Awake. Asymmetry has some really great songs on it as well, but I didn't get that album until I saw it live, and then I was able to appreciate it a lot more, and I actually think it is as good as Sound Awake. Themata has some great tracks on it. Persona has some great tracks on it. Their entire discography is just genius, basically.
Is it?
Yeah, it's absolutely genius. Ian Kenny has one of the best voices you'll ever hear. It's absolutely incredible. The bass player's solid. The drummer's incredible. He'll fuck your brain apart from what he plays. It's amazing. But it's also fairly poppy in places.
So is it like Hanson?
No, nothing is as good as Hanson.
I'm gonna reach over your chest right here.
Oh yeah,
And
come on
I
in.
just wanna see how many people we have watching us. 132.
That's awesome.
132 people on Saturday evenings without anything better to do, for example.
Yeah, you get sent drinks money because these guys aren't going out to drink. Alright, so someone doesn't use the clean channel, Johnny Pincher, and that's a good answer. Yeah, clean's dumb. Right? Yeah? No, that so Shame and Blues. Hey John, is that you playing on Raw Rock of Angels? Trying to catch some of your playing. If not, no. Just search my name, John Browne. There's an E on the Brown, just somewhere on YouTube, and you'll find a couple of things. Pretty much, yeah. Is there a device that allows you to plug a range of amps into one speaker or DI, or do you still change amps by hand? That's John Mills, and yes, right behind us on this wall, right here. If we can go to the wide angle camera, yeah. This is called the Ampy 88S switcher. You can connect up to 8 amps and up to 8 cabs. And you can extend that by having another one added. And you can have up to 32 amps and 32 cabs connected, which actually makes over 10,000 combinations if my math serves me correctly, because you can turn up to 2 speaker cabs on at once. What's that?
The remote.
Oh yeah, we've got the remote here.
And I got the remote, which is connected with an Ethernet cable.
Don't want to break it.
Pull it, pull it, pull it. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, then we have this. You can select up to 2 different cabs and 1 amp. So yeah, 32 cabs and 32 heads.
Let's see. Let's show that. I'm gonna take this guitar here, and we're gonna go and turn the rev on, and we're gonna go turn, let's say, the orange on.
Okay, what number's the rev?
The rev is 8.
Okay, we're on that already. And what number's the orange?
The orange is. I'm gonna go with. I have a cheat sheet up here.
Okay.
11.
11. All right, I'll change it then.
Okay. So. Right. So right now that's the Rev 100p.
That's the orange.
And now you can go A/B. You
Yeah.
have an A/B, and you can really just A/B.
And then you just turn it all off to mute him.
Yep, and that's a nice button.
Yep.
They're not inexpensive,
Yeah.
but the idea is it needs to be safe for your amp, so a tube amp needs a load. So
It does.
if you're not connecting the amp right now to the cab, then it needs to be totally safe for the switcher and the amp, and that's exactly what it does. It's amazing to A/B different cabs. You can simply just have 8 cabs connected to the same amp. You go, that cab? Nah, I would rather have that. You can A/B it. It's an amazing system. And
Yep.
Peter Arendt is literally a genius.
Yep. He is. So this question, John Browne featuring Angel Vivaldi. I'd actually be into that. I actually really like Angel's music, so maybe one day. Angel, please ask me.
What were you looking
Angel Vivaldi. It's the-
Isn't that a keyboard? No?
No, it's the guitar player. He did something with Nita Strauss, a tour recently. He plays on... No, Nita Strauss plays on his album. There's a couple of other guys that play on his album. It's kind of like metal-y with lead guitar over the top. I think it's really good.
Okay.
I think he writes great
I've
music.
heard the name.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play for Hanson, so what do I know?
Okay, John, could you maybe talk about how you guys approach the bass tone on Phronesis versus Amanuensis? I love Phronesis, but to me the bass sounds less present in the mix. Yeah, so with Phronesis, obviously it was mixed by Joel Wanasek, and Joel definitely mixes bass a lot quieter than I do. I basically mix the bass louder to cover up my shitty guitar playing. And I'm also a big fan of the really piano-y bass sound. You know what I'm talking about? The Marcus Miller. Marcus. Is it Marcus Miller? The bass player, Martin Miller.
Marcus Miller.
It's Marcus, isn't it? Yeah, I'm getting confused with Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Marcus Miller, you know, that really heavily compressed with a distressor twang that sounds like the bottom end of a piano. That's kind of the bass tone that I like, and that is definitely not what we went for with Phronesis. We went for a dirtier bass tone. So I'm actually surprised, you know, with Amanuensis, I actually didn't like the Amanuensis bass tone as much as Gnosis. And Gnosis was a jazz bass, and just jazz bass just instantly sounds great. Whereas the Amanuensis was a Warwick bass, which also sounds great, but Warwick does that Warwick bass tone. You know what I mean? That sound. And then the new album was an Aristides, which definitely has a lot less note to it. It's definitely more rounder in the sub, a little bit less actual bass, definitely a lot less mid. And I think that's probably why. It's just a different type of bass tone. So, yeah. Rip Power Bill. Dylan, thank you. It's not my bill. I'm just going to turn on all your electricity tomorrow when you're not here. Turn everything on, leave it on for 12 hours. So Tom Terrington, is any plans for music with Rabia? Would be so sick. I'd actually love to write music with that guy. I think that
Awesome.
Tosca is really, really good. Obviously he does stuff with Frog Leap, and the stuff he does on his YouTube is great. Yeah, he's an all-round great guy and guitar player. I actually did a video with Boss with him. So
Okay.
I'd actually like to do more things with him because he's just a good guitar player.
He's just a super nice guy too.
Super nice dude.
I would love to hate him, but I can't.
No, definitely not. No. Good afro too. You wouldn't know. You've got no hair.
I had hair down to my ass for 10 years.
I need to see a picture of that. So someone's telling you to have a shower, Henning.
I didn't get that, but okay.
Pug looks unhappy. Okay, yeah, this is actually a good question. Burn Back Time 01. John, I too have a Mesa straight front traditional 4x12. Do I really need any other cab? I mean, come on. No. I mean, they are hands down one of the best built cabs. They sound great. I mean, the only real difference is if you want something different. Like an open back has a different tonal characteristic. 2x12 sound different. It's all dependent on what works for that moment. But in terms of a 4x12 cab, Mesa is solid. I mean, every cab sounds different. It's all about personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah. And
But-
what you're willing to spend.
I mean, Mesa, you can't. I mean, it's what, 1800 euro.
It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It is. Mesa pricing is ridiculous. I like the question for you by Showman Blues. John, will this have animals at the end?
Yes.
You're saying yes, but I can't put animals at the end and then. But
Can't we just film the dogs?
Leslie, do we have any dog here?
Yeah.
No.
Showman Blues, hide on that.
I can flip you the bird. I mean, I can do that.
There you go. Is that a euphemism?
No. What happened with the HP, with the 42 green signature guitars with the purple pickups? Well, 2 weeks ago we made a video about how you can buy one. Till tomorrow you still have a chance to write an email to I want the HP 42 signature at hennypolly.com. Watch the video that went online Sunday 2 weeks ago and find out how. And then you can win a chance to buy it for 442 bucks, 42 with hardshell case and all that. So now is the chance to buy the limited edition, but you have to write an email until tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So what's your favourite cab for clean, sparkling turn? You're going to say that one, right?
Clean spark, anything with a Jensen. That means they don't work for drive.
Yeah.
Because for drive it's going to be way too high indie and fizzly. But if you want something with a Jensen P12Q, I think is the speaker, that's going to give you a lot of high-end sparkle. But don't try anything gainy because it's going to suck.
Or get a Line 6 Pod XT Pro and turn on the piezo acoustic setting with the cab turned off and you are in heaven.
Or don't do what he just said.
Mm-hmm. Milton cleans though.
Yeah, it's not what he just said, what I said.
Okay. Practicing tips for someone who gets back into guitar playing after a lot of years pausing. Riffhard.com.
Riffhard.com.
It is, honestly, it will make you better, I promise. Like, in a couple of weeks, if you have a practice regime that you can do for even just 10 minutes a day, you will notice a difference.
But wouldn't that really cut into masturbation time?
Depends, really, how much you masturbate a day. I mean,
Like a lot.
yeah, but it gets sore after a few more times, doesn't it?
Well, it depends on if you practice or not.
That's actually true. Maybe I need to practice some more. All right. Glenn is wrong. He and Henning liked my pocket pod. Idiots.
Alex brought a pocket pod for Glenn to play ice hockey with.
Okay, yeah.
And then Glenn tried it with headphones and was like, I can't do that because it's actually good. And then he made a video about the pocket pod saying that it's actually good.
I mean, I think with the pod stuff, it just requires... It's like anything you have in this room, time. You can't expect to turn something on and you know everything about that. It takes time to find...
It's not to record with, it's not to be anything great. It's a little practice tool. And as a practice tool, it's okay.
But then why did he smash up a Spider 5?
That's why he's wrong.
Yeah.
Because he said it's not a good metal recording amp. Yeah, because it's not. It's not meant to be. And my video, Glenn is Wrong, is exactly about that. You see what he's holding in his hand, right?
Oh, I didn't see that far.
It's a Lane 7. And on his shirt it says, Along Came a Spider.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's about him saying the Spider is shitty as a metal recording amp. Yeah, because it's not a metal recording amp.
Yeah.
It's a little practice amp for kids.
No, I mean, it sounds good. I mean, imagine when you first
No,
started.
wait, it doesn't.
It does.
It really doesn't.
It does.
No, it really doesn't.
It does.
It
sounds
really
good.
doesn't.
It sounds good.
Not with that cap. The tiny one for 160 bucks.
Oh, right, no, but I mean, I'm talking about the 100 watt one with the 12-inch
But he reviewed the one for 160 bucks with the 8-inch, and it sounds like shit. But if you take the USB and record with it directly, what I did is I trolled him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember you did the recording, didn't you?
I recorded with it
Yeah.
and sent it to him anonymously, and he reviewed it. And he didn't hear any problems with it.
Yeah, there you go. So, should we say that... How long do you want to do this live stream for?
Until now.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah. Thank you very much for all the questions. Thank you to Henning for letting me occupy his house and wanking it.
You are so welcome.
That's no problem. Yeah, so we're going to do some more videos tomorrow.
Yep, quite a few.
Yeah, got quite a few more to do. So yeah, expect loads of videos on his channel of me, and expect loads of videos of him on my channel.
Something like that. We're going to do a few and then... Content!
Yeah.
And Leslie is so happy that she can switch it all.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This
for
is
your help,
probably
Leslie.
the most cruel weekend for her ever. I'm going to have to think of something amazing to make it up, like sleep with her or something.
Got moth.
Oh, yeah, right. Or a moth. You don't know.
Yeah.
Or actually, you should know. Give him the website.
Oh no, she'll hate me.
Come on.
She'll hate me.
No.
I'll just. So my girlfriend.
No, shut up. His girlfriend's amazing. Okay? Not because she puts up with him, but she makes vegan taxidermy.
Yeah.
Which is, she makes bees and moths and squirrels or whatever. She makes shit out of non-dead shit, and she makes fabric look like amazing animals, and you wouldn't know that they're not real animals. It's ridiculous. And she sells it on her website, and she makes these butterflies and moths, and they're just amazing.
Yeah, they are. They are really, really good.
And if you want to get an amazing gift or just something for your home because you like animals but you don't want to kill them, you should really go to
homemadetrap.com.
Homemade Trap.
Yeah, so trap is like, home, like that's what it was in the Victorian times, I think, or something. Trap.
Trap.
Yeah, it's like they use traps to
Yeah.
capture things. Yeah, so homemade because it's all made at home. Trap.
Homemadetrap.com.
Yeah.
Check out the pictures there and everything she does. I think that's a very, very original gift.
Yeah, it's very well. They're all. Every single one is unique and individual because they're all handmade.
Yeah. So this is fully handmade craftsmanship. She sits on those things for days, which means the pricing she wants is absolutely justified.
It's actually too cheap, in my opinion. But
Yeah, it's really amazing. Check it out, and if you have a couple bucks to spend, do it there for a special someone in your life.
Yep.
Or for yourself.
Or for
Get
yourself.
yourself a moth.
Or a butterfly, or she just finished a badger.
Badger, right?
Badger. I keep getting badger and beaver mixed up. I don't know why, but yeah, she's. there's a joke in there.
There is definitely a joke in there.
Yeah, badger. What else has she done? Bees. She's done. Yeah, loads of stuff. It all looks great. It's amazing, actually. Yeah. So yeah, check it out. It's probably not your guys' thing, but still, maybe
It's cool.
it's cool. It is cool. Yeah.
There's a link right there because Michiel is freaking on it.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. Cool. Sick.
Yep. Thanks for watching. No animals at the end because they're all at Leslie's.
Just go and have a look on homemadetrap.com and you'll see some animals.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well,
So we gave you the animals at the end.
Mr. Browne, thank you for hanging out. It was a pleasure.
Sick.
And we shall do more things. We're actually tomorrow reviewing for my channel The Dark Sun, which is Holcomb's delay something. Now he's pulling it all out.
Yeah.
That's an amazing delay. We're reviewing that together. See, that's why that camera rolls, because the autofocus works.
So yeah, this is the Mark Holcomb delay.
Delay and reverb. We're going to review that. We'll also be reviewing Matthew's effects, which I have here now. And that's going to be totally awesome. They're over there, all 5.
Yep.
To be released on April 19th. Right there.
Do you want to do a rate my shit tomorrow? We'll have Indian later.
What's that?
Rate my shit. I take a poop. You go look at it and rate it.
How about... Wait.
You not seen the website?
How about fuck no? I'm gonna... Hey, Leslie, do you want to do Rate My Shit with us?
Itchy will win.
Yeah, Itchy right now has... It's disgusting.
Is it really bad?
It's bad.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about that. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. You guys are nuts. We're gonna spend the money now on dinner. So thanks everyone, and have a good night.
Peace. And what
Let's
do
go
I...
to OBS. Here we go.